Hi, boys and girls. What time is it? It's Eureka time. Today we're going to do lesson 20. And our objective for today is, let me get my pointer, it's I can apply the commutative property to count on from a larger additive. Wow, a lot of new words in this objective, right? Well, let me help you out. All we're going to do today is says I can apply the commutative property, which is when we flip the equations, like when we already have parts 2 plus 3 equals 5, and then we flip it and use 3 plus 2 equals 5. That's using the commutative property. And we're going to use that to count on from a larger addend. Addend is another word for part. So if we have the parts 2 and 3, our larger addend would be 3 because it's bigger. So we would start from 3 plus 2 equals 5. It's okay. Let's go ahead and practice our key points. What we need to know to be successful? Well, we need to know our part. And again, our number bar will help us with that. We know that these are our parts and this is our whole. We also need to know what is larger, like the larger part. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 birds here and 2 birds here, the larger part would be the 5 birds. 5 is larger than 2. We also need to know count on, which we've been practicing for the past few lessons, where you start with the larger part, 4, and then count on 5, 6. Then we need to know what a number sentence looks like, and it looks like this. 2 plus 2 equals 4. And we also need to know what addition is. And addition is another word for plus. So I put a plus sign here because this right here, 2 plus 2 equals 4, is an addition number sentence. How are we going to solve the problems today? Well, number one, we're going to identify or circle the larger part. So if you have a number bond, you will circle the larger part, which here would be 3. And then you're going to count on from the larger part to find the total. So we would count on from 3 and we would put 2 dots because 2 is our other part. And then we would count on 3, 4, 5. And then we would write an addition number sentence starting with the larger part. So then we would write, starting with 3 because it's the larger part, we would write an addition number sentence. 3 plus 2 equals 5. 3 simple steps, boys and girls. Let's practice. Here we have our first number bond. Our parts are 3 and 4. Let me go ahead and get my pen and let's work it out together. I'm going to change the color on this. Ready? So our parts are 3 and 4. So let's go ahead and follow our key points. Step 1, circle the larger part. Well, is 3 or 4? Which one's larger? Think. Get ready. Yes, 4. So we would circle 4 and then we would count on. So I could do 4 and I could make 3 dots because 3 is our other part and count on from 4. 4, count with me. 4, 5, 6, 7. So what is our total, boys and girls? Get ready. Yes, 7. We write it in our number bond. Now we write an addition number sentence, starting with the larger part. So what is our larger part again? Get ready. Yes, 4. So let's start with 4 and write an addition number sentence. 4 plus 3 equals 7. Now read the number sentence with me. Get ready. 4 plus 3 equals 7. Awesome. Now let's use a commutative property. All It's a big word, but all we're going to do to use a commutative property is just flip the parts. So instead of starting with the larger part, let's start with 3. Help me out. Get ready? 3 plus 4 equals 7. So even though we flip the parts, we still have the same total. Now let's practice together. Make sure you get a blank piece of paper or find a blank page in your workbook to practice with me. Make sure to pause the video at this time so that you can get yourself a blank sheet of paper or find a blank sheet in your workbook so that you can go ahead and practice. Press pause when you're ready. Okay, by this time you should have a blank sheet of paper in front of you or a blank sheet of paper from your workbook so that you can practice this problem with me. Ready? What are our parts, boys and girls? Get ready. Yes, 8 and 1. Go ahead and draw this number bond. Pause the video, press play when you are done drawing the number bond. Okay, by now you should have already drawn the number bond. Now, let's start with our key points. First, let's circle the larger part. Which is the larger part? Get ready. Yes, 8. So let's circle together. Awesome. Now, let's put it one dot. How many dots in the other part? Get ready. Yeah, 1, because our other part is 1. Put 1 dot on the side, and we're going to count on from the larger part to find our total. Are you ready? Count with me. 9. What is our total, boys and girls? Get ready. Yes, 9. I right, you right. Awesome. Now, let's write an addition number sentence starting with the larger part. So let's write it together. You write it on your paper, I write it on my screen. Ready? So we're going to start with the larger part. We're going to start with 8, because we said 8 was our larger part, plus 1 equals 9. Now, let's flip the parts and start with the smaller part. And our smaller part is, get ready. Yes, 1. Awesome. So let's start with 1. I write, you write. 1 plus 8 equals 9. Awesome job, boys and girls. As you can see, even though we flip the parts, we still get the same total. Make sure you have this, and when you're ready, you can press pause if you still don't, and press play when you're ready to continue. Let's practice some more. Ready? This you will do on your own. You will find the total. First, you will circle the larger part. Next, you will find the total by counting on. And third, you will write 2 addition number sentences, just like we have done. Press pause on the video so that you can work it out on your paper. When you're done, press play to check your answer. Okay, at this point, you should have written down your total, circled your larger part, and written your addition number sentences. Let's check your work. Ready? What are our parts, boys and girls? Get ready. Yes, 7 and 1. What is our larger part? Get ready. Yes, 7. So we circle 7. And then we draw 1. to count on from the larger part to the smaller part. Ready? 7, 8. So what is our total, boys and girls? Get ready. Yes, 8. Awesome. Now let's write our first addition number sentence starting with the larger part. Ready? 7 plus 1 equals 8. Now let's flip the parts and start with the smaller part. Get ready. 1 plus 7 equals 8. Do you have this on your paper? I know you do because you guys are awesome mathematicians. You rock. Okay, let's continue. Ready? Park your pencils at this point. And we have listening ears and our eyes are open. Here's one of the number sentences. So here's one of the number sentences we worked out just in our last problem. Does everyone agree that 1 plus 7 is the same amount as 7 plus 1? If you agree, give me a thumbs up. Yes, right? 1 plus 7 equals 8. So 7 plus 1 equals 8 as well. So I agree as well. If I wanted to count up to solve this, which would be faster? Starting with the 1 and counting on, or starting with 7 and counting on? Well, let's try it out. Ready? We're going to start with 1 first to see which one's faster. And we're going to draw 7 dots on top. You don't have to do this as long as you're listening and paying attention. 6, 7. So, and here, we're going to try it the other way. We're going to start with the larger part and just count on to the next part, which is just 1. So we draw 1. So help me find out. Ready? You're going to count with me. Starting with 1, we're going to count on. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1 plus 7 equals 8. Now, let's start with 7 and count on. Get ready. 7, 8. So which way was faster? Starting with 1 or starting with 7? Get ready. Yes, starting with 7, our larger part. So whenever you count on, if you start with your larger part, you will always count faster than starting with your smaller part. Wow, something new, right? To make ourselves quicker while working out our problems. Now it's time for your problem set. Go ahead and take out your problem set. Should look like this. Turn to page 137. Again, let me remove this from your goal so you can see. There you go. So go ahead and turn to your problem set, page 137, 137, and your first 2 problems should look like this. Page 137. 137, lesson 20. You can go ahead and pause the video at this time to make sure you find your page. Press play when you found your page and you're ready to continue. Awesome, boys and girls. By now you should be on the page. Next step is we write our heading. Very important. Name. I wrote my name, Miss Gomez. Today's date, September 14th, 2020. And our goal, 90% or higher on end of modules. If you have space on the top, you could write your goal on the top. Remember, idea 56 and 57 are very important. So at this time, go ahead and press pause in the video to write your heading. Press play when you're done writing your heading. Awesome. So at this point, you should have already written your heading. And we're going to solve the first problem together. Ready? Let's read the instructions, boys and girls. It says circle the larger amount and count on. So we're going to have to circle the larger amount. That is very important. And we're going to write a number sentence. Let's write the number sentence starting with the larger number. So they gave us an example right here. They have one horse and then 5 rocking horses. Well, they circled the larger part, which is 5. They started with, and then they started their number sentence with the larger part, which is 5 plus 1 equals 6. So now let's work out number 1 together. We have 2 skateboards here, and we have 7 skateboards here. Which is the larger part? Get ready. Yes, 7. So let's go ahead and circle the larger part, just like when we were practicing with our number bonds. And then we're going to start with the larger part and count on. Remember, because it's faster. So we know we already have 7 here. No need to count them. And let's count on. Count with me. 7, 8, 9. So what is our total, boys and girls? Get ready. Yes, 9. Now we're going to write a number sentence starting with the larger part. So do I start with 2? No, right? That's not my larger part. How about do I start with 7? Yes, very good, because that is our larger part. So I write you right. 7 plus 2 equals 9. And that would be using our key points to solve our problem today, boys and girls. Now, we're going to go ahead and circle the must-do problems that you will work out during the live session. Ready? You're listening. So go ahead and circle our must-do problems, which is number 3 down the page, number 4. 3 and 4 from the first page, go ahead and circle them. And then we have from the back page 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to review the must-do problems again. Ready? So you're going to circle number 3 and 4 from the first page, number 6, 7, and 8. Make sure that if you missed any of the problems, you rewind the video just a little bit, but make sure you have these must-do problems circled and ready so that we won't take up much time for our live session. Thank you, boys and girls, again, and see you in the live sessions. Bye.